Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're unpacking an absolute mountain of data, customer reviews, and official public records to bring you a completely data-backed, totally honest review of Bold Precious Metals. If you've been looking into buying gold or silver recently, well, you've probably come across their name. We're going to break down exactly who they are, how they operate, and most importantly, what the real data says about your money. And that brings us to the core question that budget-conscious stackers and precious metal buyers have been asking all over forums and comment sections. Are Bold's incredibly low prices too good to be true? Because when you compare this Austin-based dealer to massive industry giants like APMX or JM Bullion, Bold's premiums often sit around 2 to 5% lower on common bullion. And in the precious metals world, a difference like that on a large order, that can mean hundreds of dollars in savings. But naturally, when we see a discount that big, our internal alarm bells just start ringing, right? Section 1. Is Bold Precious Metals legit? Investigating the public record. So let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat. Is Bold actually legit? When we skip the marketing fluff and look at the actual public record, there's a massive gap between what people fear and what the facts actually show. When you're buying metals online, the ultimate fear is running into a scam. Getting fake metal, or worse, wiring funds that just vanish into thin air. But when we look at the state and federal enforcement registers, there are absolutely zero enforcement actions against Bold. None. They're a real, traceable LLC based out of Austin, Texas, officially incorporated way back in early 2016. Plus, they maintain an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Bottom line, they aren't some predatory promoter, they're a straightforward bullion retailer. 14. Just 14. That's the total number of Better Business Bureau complaints filed against Bold Precious Metals over a massive 3-year period. Now keep in mind, this is a company processing tens of thousands of orders. To have only 14 complaints in 3 whole years, that gives us hard, undeniable data proving a really high baseline of legitimacy. Section 2. Pricing and free shipping. Evaluating the true cost. So if they're totally legitimate, how do we figure out the true cost of doing business with them? Well, for a long time, their free shipping threshold has been a massive draw. Historically, it's been sitting at just $99, though it's always smart to check their live policy since terms can sometimes bump up to $199. But when you combine that with absolutely zero minimum order requirement, this structure is highly attractive for small budget buyers. Think about it. If you're a stacker who just wants to buy a couple of silver ounces out of every paycheck, avoiding an $8 to $15 shipping fee is quite literally the only way the math makes any sense. But here's the absolutely crucial point. You really have to look at the all-in cost per ounce. Your payment method directly impacts your final price. If you use a bank wire, you get the absolute lowest premium and the fastest shipping. An ACH or an e-check keeps the premium low, but as we'll see in just a second, it drastically slows down your shipping. Meanwhile, if you pay with a credit card or PayPal, you're going to get hit with a 3 to 4% processing surcharge that Bold passes directly on to you. A low sticker price stops being a low price if you wipe out all your savings with a pesky credit card fee. Section 3. The catch. Shipping delays. Understanding the complaints. Okay, so we know the prices are good, but what's the catch? Let's peel back the layers on the negative feedback because honestly, a very clear pattern emerges here. A staggering 70% of complaints revolve entirely around shipping and delivery lags. Another 20% are about customer service being slow to respond when there's an issue, and 10% are about the wrong item being shipped. But what you should really take away from this is what's missing from the data. People aren't complaining about missing money or counterfeit gold. They're complaining about the clock. And this perfectly illustrates the root cause of all this frustration. As one reviewer actually pointed out regarding the complaints, the order was never lost. The metals simply had not been paid for yet. Actually, scratch that. It's more like they just have incredibly strict clearing policies. Bold holds your funds for up to 10 banking days for ACH and personal checks to ensure the payment fully clears before they ever even put your metal in a box. So if you pay by e-check, you might literally be waiting 2 weeks for a package that a bank wire buyer would get in just 4 days. Section 4. Product selection and IRAs. What they do best. So let's move over to their catalog and see how this all fits into their business model. What do they actually do best? Well, Bold has some fantastic core strengths. They have a remarkably deep catalog of international coins and world mint pre-sales. If you're a value hunter, they offer great discounts on junk silver and impaired silver rounds, the ones with minor handling marks, but the exact same metal content. They also offer a highly praised, completely free portfolio tracker app for your phone that lets you monitor your unrealized gains and losses against live spot prices. Plus, they maintain a solid buyback program where they'll repurchase your metal at current market pricing. But, here's where we really need to draw a clear line in the sand. Bold is absolutely fantastic for retail stacking, buying physical metal, getting those great prices, and having it delivered straight to your front door to keep in a safe. However, for retirement investing, that's where they kind of fall short. They completely lack dedicated direct gold IRA services. Sure, they sell IRA-eligible products, but you have to go out and find a third-party custodian yourself to actually set up your IRS-compliant retirement account. They just aren't a one-stop shop for your 401k rollover. Section 5. Your free gold IRA guide. Securing your retirement. And that brings us to a super important pivot. If your primary goal right now isn't just, keeping a few silver coins in a drawer, but actually securing and protecting your life savings, well, you need education first. The absolute most logical next step is to grab your free Gold IRA guide. You can go get it right now at goldirablueprint.com or literally just click the link in the description of this explainer. This is a completely free educational tool designed specifically for people looking to shield their hard-earned retirement. Inside this free guide, you're going to learn exactly how to protect your assets against inflation and those crazy, unpredictable stock market drops. It breaks down the really complex IRS compliance and 408M rules, which dictate exactly which types of metals are legally allowed in a retirement account so you don't make a costly tax mistake. It shows you how to safely navigate rolling over a 401k into a gold IRA, and honestly, most importantly, how to find a dedicated, trusted custodian who specializes in lifetime support for your account. That's something basic retailers just don't offer. Again, make sure to take the link in the description for that. Section 6, the final verdict. Is Bold right for you? Okay, let's wrap this investigation up. Based on all the data we've looked at, our conclusion can pretty much be summed up in just one sentence. Bold is best for patient buyers focused on the lowest cost per ounce. They are absolutely a legitimate company, for sure. They are highly cost-effective. But the real trade-off for those low prices is your time. If you're totally willing to wait out the banking holds on your checks and you don't need instant customer support on the phone the second you call, you can save a lot of money here. Ultimately, it all comes down to answering this one big, provocative question for yourself. Are you stacking for today, or are you investing for your retirement? If you just want physical metal delivered to your door at a great price, Bold is a really solid choice. But if you're trying to protect your life savings, you absolutely need a specialized gold IRA custodian. Define your goals, make a plan, and whatever you do, don't forget to grab that free Gold IRA guide at goldirablueprint.com or via the link in the description to keep learning. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.